Good evening, everybody. I'm going to the air alert map just to say hi to everybody. Of course, Howdy Blue, Golby, uh, Rakasan. Good to see a new face in the crowd. Uh, the Real Vlad, KKGG, uh, Juan Bombsheller. Good to see you, McPigeon. Good to see you, Andrew. Always glad to have you here. LJ Boone, got the dad jokes prepped. Okay. Um, it might be a shorter stream than usual. Um, Reload the page here, and we usually cover the operational information as of 10 p.m. Well, they haven't released it yet for the November the 19th, and here it is, the 21st in Ukraine already. So I'll keep an eye on this as the stream goes on, and we'll get back to this if it pops in. Deep State Map has a few updates. Dorino up here in Kursk, Khodorkovka. It's showing Russia has advanced into some of the outlying private housing settlement area. Zeleny, where's back to Kursk. So looks like Ukraine has, according to Deep State, has withdrawn from this area. Again, Rosalind down here in the pocket. A few more farm fields. Novodonetsk by Velika Novoselika and Delaney. So, yeah, Russia's capturing more farm fields. Russia officially announced the complete capture of Ilinka today, about an hour ago. That's about all I can say at the moment that is known for sure. So, hop into some stuff from Telegram. Global comms cables targeted by Russia. Let me get the air alert map behind here. A British Royal Navy destroyer escorted the spy ship in the Irish Sea last Friday. Russian sabotage submarines have been attacking internet cables in the Baltic, cutting one line that runs from Sweden to Lithuania via the island of Gotland. Another more vital cable was cut that joins Hanko and Helsinki in Finland with Rostock in Germany. At the same time, in the Irish Sea, a Russian spy ship equipped with deep diving mini subs has been escorted away after spending an undue amount of time hanging around major cables that connect Irish data centers to the UK mainland. The same ship often hangs over key junction points off Northern Ireland where transatlantic cables meet. This shows events in 2023 where a Russian ship dragged up the Shetland Islands UK cable and broke it, and where a Chinese-owned Russian crewed ship deliberately dragged its anchor through the cable connecting Finland and Estonia in the Gulf of Bothnia. Um, Russia's ability to do this kind of damage is surprisingly large. It has surface ships that do little else but spy on the cables and have the capacity to cut them. It has one vast submarine, the Belgorod, that is so big it carries a smaller but sizable deep diving submarines in its underhull dock. The Belgorod, now in service, the history of the cable snooping goes way back and had movements in history during the Korean 007 airliner incident. American listening gear attached to a Russian comms cable that ran from Vladivostok to Petropavlovsky. Um, oh, okay. So the U.S. spying on Russian comms cable proved that it was a deliberate shooting down of the Korean 007 airliner. That's I never heard the follow up on that, so that's interesting information there. These days, it's far more complicated with 85% of the internet traffic carried by fiber optic cables around the world and under the sea. It's just not internet cables. The Russians are known to have mapped out the connection lines in the North Sea for many wind turbines as well as gas rig pipes. German Defense Minister Pistorius laid the blame where we all think it should be. The internet cables and pipeline security issue has become a big issue as the vulnerability has become clearer. Largely because Russia has made itself so obvious in the way that its ships and submarines behave. Um, Once a singular national concern, all of Europe, both as EU and NATO, are taking the matter far more seriously than they ever did. NATO is seeing it as another aspect of its protective mission. Um, France, UK, Germany, Holland are all looking at adding cable protection roles to some of their ships, which include deep water drones and early warning systems. Russia seems to have gone about its business so aggressively that yet again it's woken up otherwise sleeping national security interests. What's the purpose of the attacks? Disruption and inconvenience at present. The UK has removed at least one spyware unit from one cable, but kept it very quiet. There's bound to be more simply based on the amount of Russian activity that has been detected above the cables. Be in no doubt there's no internet without these cables. Cutting one is an inconvenience, but a wholesale attack on a wide spectrum of cables onto the Atlantic near the various nodes where they come ashore is quite another. So be ready for internet outages and not being able to communicate like this. If Russia throws another temper tantrum and starts cutting more cables. Can we retaliate? Like for like? No. 95% of Russian cables are on land. It's just the geography of the country that makes it that way. That story is from The Analyst. Uh, yeah, it's kind of amazing how vulnerable we let our communications become. Laffy Taffy jokes, okay. Uh, I like the cartoons and the Bazooka Joe bubblegum wrappers. Um, Uh, but yeah, that's how Russia operates behind the scenes, causing mischief, causing infighting. Uh, I don't know what else to tell you. It's let me get to the next story. Um, yeah, this one I had to laugh at because it was all the news yesterday. Ukrainian Foreign Ministry calls security warnings issued by embassies in Kyiv information overreaction. Um, many of people were reporting that the U.S. embassy closed because of a Russian threat of missile strikes. Um, it's utter silliness. I mean, was it Monday we had 120 missiles and 90 drones launched against Ukraine? What, I think it was 5 of them made it through. So even if Russia could launch a large scale missile strike, Ukraine's going to shoot down most of them. Again, not all of them. We haven't provided them enough air defense to be able to cover all their cities. But it just seems very misleading that the U.S. embassy decided to close yesterday, or today. Yesterday, Ukraine time. Um, you know, all the other missile attacks on Kyiv, the drone attacks, and they didn't close, but oh, Russia's saying they're going to attack, better close for today. Really? Eh. Um, that was another interesting one that's out there. I'm not going to give that much time. Um, U.S. will send at least 275 million in new weapons and push to bolster Kyiv before Trump. Yeah, what about the 7.1 billion that is still waiting to be sent that was already approved by Congress? Come on, Biden, get off your butt. Tell some people to get shipping done. Um, but yeah, it's a good aid package. I'll give it that. If it actually gets sent, I'm I'm really really disappointed in our government and our officials for the utter failure to keep our word. You know, America used to be known that for no matter what, if we said we're going to do something, we did it, even if it wasn't what we wanted to do. We still upheld our word, and here we are holding back 7 billion worth of aid that was promised that just hasn't been delivered. I wish I could say shame on you to the politicians, but it's really shame on us for electing such, pardon my language, but limp dick politicians. Um, yeah, I think I covered that one enough. um, here's another one that's been popping up lately. Biden agrees to give Ukraine anti-personnel mines. Um, I'll cover this one more because there's news stories about it. Um, yeah, it's a non-issue. I'm just going to say that for now, and I'll go into the details in a little bit. Um, here's the one I really wanted to get to. Drone footage showing the hits by missiles against installations of the Russian armed forces in Mariano in the Kursk region. Speculated that these were Storm Shadow missiles used in the attack, and footage has been geolocated by OSINT analysts as at those map coordinates. Um, Let me pull this up on the map. So, roll full size here, close that. So, right here, and E35. They don't have the roads on here. Okay, so um trying to find a reference point that I could find that city easier with. Okay, let's try this again. Ah, so Gustoimo, Gustoimo, Marino's right here. So right here. So pretty far away from Ukrainian held territory. But this is the complex they hit. And just to go back to the video, make this full sized. Oh, wait. Nope, I can't show you that one. Sorry. So you can see the building being hit right here. There's that other building. And unfortunately, there's no sound to this, but this is how Ukraine verifies its hits and that its strikes are accurate. So I saw 3 strikes, might have been more, but unsure. Jumped a bit. Oh, there's another. And another on that building there. Let's speed it up a little bit more. Looks like there's another hit here that I didn't see a flash for, and then another hit and another explosion. I'm not sure those are hits. Those might be secondary explosions. So that's most of the video, but and it's showing strikes. You know, here's that building here, and these are the buildings being struck. Oh, hey, there's even a ground view. So, can't really see much on the ground view. Let's go to the gate. No name on the gate. Yeah, I can't really see much. Oh well. That was one strike. Oh, kind of have to hide the video from you guys. I hate doing that, but YouTube definitely has rules about showing nudity and violence, and that those videos contain both. And this is why. Russian soldiers killed 2 Ukrainian prisoners of war in the Pokrovsk direction. It is alleged that the war crime was committed on November 10th near the village of Novodormivko in the Pokrovsk district of the Donetsk region. After taking 2 Ukrainian soldiers prisoners, Russians forced the men to strip naked, led them through a forest plantation at gunpoint, and then shot the prisoners. The claim that Russian armed forces murdered 3 more wounded Ukrainian soldiers at the specified position is also being investigated. There's video of it and pictures of the aftermath. If you want to look for yourself, I will post the link to that Telegram link in chat. Yeah, alleged war crime with picture evidence right there for you. Embassy. Yeah, let me scroll up here because I know there's other stuff coming up that YouTube would have a hissy fit for. Oh, and this story. Oh my. Red lines have been crossed again and again and again and again. I mean, seriously, like, Russia threatens nuclear response should be like the free bingo slot on your bingo card for the Ukrainian war. I need to break myself of saying Ukrainian war because it's not Ukraine's war, it's Russia's invasion. If Russia went home, there would be no war. So it's Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and it's a bad habit I want to break myself of saying. Yeah, a lot of fluff for Putin's using the nuclear threats again. Yeah, he just, anytime there's something that we do that he doesn't like, I'll use nukes if you cross this line. And well, I'll show you what I feel like.
Start walking, you doggone long-eared galoot.
Just a minute, partner. You can't talk to me like words.
Words.
I
Steppin'.
dare you to step over this one.
Yeah, step across that line.
This one.
And that one. And
This
that
one.
one.
That
And
one.
that one.
That one. This one.
And that's what Putin's hoping we'll do, is step right off the cliff. Oh, I'm sure I'm going to get hammered for that one on copyright, but oh well. It's straight out of Looney Tunes. If you do this, if you cross this line, I'll use nukes. Oh shit, they did it. If you cross this line, I'll use nukes. Oh shit, they did it again. Darn you, rascally rabbit. Oh, you'll like this one. One of Russia's largest oil refineries partially shut down due to an accident. Russian oil refineries cut off from Western equipment by sanctions continue to experience problems. Since November 13th, I am not going to even attempt to say that. Somebody that knows Welsh, translate that for me. Sorry, bad. That's a bad thing to poke fun at, but if you've ever seen Welsh names, you'll understand. Anyways, that refinery is the fourth largest refinery in Russia in terms of oil refining volumes, and the second largest producer of gasoline. It has stopped production processes due to a breakdown. Russians are going to have to ration gas in Moscow. I'm so sad for him. This plant produced more than 11% of all gasoline in Russia. Yeah. So, sanctions are finally starting to take a bite out of Russia. And now, after the sanctions are finally doing it, is now when we're telling Ukraine to, you need to give up land so we can make peace with Putin. Kiss my lily white buttocks. So, got through most of the updates that aren't covered in the news and a couple that are. I'm going to play Zelensky's speech.
Дорогі українці,
Let me slow this back down to normal.
Дорогі українці, українки, коротко про цей день. Перше, сьогодні було багато нервів і питань про якусь особливу небезпеку. Хоча скільки жорстоких і підлих ударів Росії ми вже пройшли за цей час. Завжди треба звертати увагу на повітряну тривогу. У нас такий сусід, божевільний. Сьогодні у 1001-й день повномасштабної війни Росія...
Hold on, let me just back this up. We have that kind of a neighbor. Insane. Despite everything going on, Ukrainians still have one of the best senses of humor that I've ran across.
Сьогодні у 1001-й день повномасштабної війни Росія так само божевільна, як і в 1000-й день і 24 лютого. Інформаційне нагнітання, яке було сьогодні, якісь панічні повідомлення, які пересилали, все це тільки Росія ж і допомагає. Будь ласка, бережіть себе, допомагайте нашій армії, дбайте, зокрема, щоб ніхто не міг використати ваші емоції в своїх власних інтересах. А ми продовжуємо зміцнювати ППО. Друге, є новий пакет підтримки від Америки, обсяг $275 мільйонів. В пакеті безпілотники, снаряди для хаймарсів та артилерії. Дуже важливо міни, щоб зупиняти російські штурми. Це дійсно посилить наших хлопців на фронті. І це вже 70-й оборонний пакет від Сполучених Штатів Америки. Україна цінує двопартійну підтримку Америки і рішення президента Байдена. Дякую. Третє. Говорив сьогодні з прем'єр-міністром Польщі Дональдом Туском подякував за всю надану підтримку від перших днів вторгнення. Ми обговорили підготовку нового пакету від Польщі для України, а також головування Польщі в Європейському Союзі, яке почнеться вже з нового року. Можемо разом зробити значні речі і для наших народів, і для всієї Європи. І ще одне. Провів зустріч з директоркою Світового банку з питань операційної діяльності. Говорили про нашу фінансову стійкість, про наші програми підтримки і про кошти від російських заморожених активів. Це абсолютно справедливо, що російські кошти мають працювати для захисту від російської ж агресії. Винуватець війни повинен за неї платити. Платити і відповідати. Я дякую всім, хто допомагає нам наближати справедливий мир. Слава Україні!
Героям слава.
Дорогі українці!
He was talking about the financial stability of Ukraine. One thing that hasn't really hit the news much recently, and should be, is the U.S. is forgiving $5 billion of Ukraine's debt. That is going to be huge for Ukraine. I imagine that's a huge weight lifted off their financial situation, and great thing just to hear. I saw the story and I wasn't able to find it again. It kind of just got lost in all the stuff I go through. Of course, that is Zelensky for today. A lot of the Telegram channels have been talking about, especially the aid package, U.S. Embassy overshooting its by closing down. This is what Ukraine faced on November 20th. Two X-59 or 69s, supposedly the hypersonic rockets, and 56 Shaheeds. Just checking to see if any new stories have popped up since I last looked. Oh, there's that story I wanted to talk about. Oh, I think that's in the news. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah, unfortunately, no new videos that I can play. And other stories I wanted to talk about with the news. So let's go into Russia's losses for today, also known as the iBlue segment. Total combat losses of the enemy on November 20th, 2024, day 1001 of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Losses of personnel of 1,690, bringing the total over 725,000. 8 more tanks, 27 more APVs, 49 artillery systems, and here we go, 2 anti-aircraft warfare systems. 1,001 on 1,001 days. That basically equates to about 15 to 30 billion, or not billion, million, that each one of these things cost, depending on the type. So that's at least 15 million a day that Russia has lost just in these anti-aircraft systems. These are like the S-200, the S-300, and the S-400 systems. Yep. So I didn't get the 1,000 on the 1,000, but I got the 1,001 on the 1,001 day. 91 UAVs, 2 more cruise missiles, 100 vehicles, and 2 more special equipment. And no, special equipment is not freaking Bobcats or skid steers or whatever the hell you want to call them. That's the bridge layers, that's trench diggers, equipment that is vital for supporting the army. Special equipment also includes the towing vehicles for the tanks. I forgot the technical name for them, but they're basically service vehicles for tanks. They can go up there, swap out stuff, have a crane on them, pull tanks back to repair areas if need be. So that's all included in special equipment. It's just so many different things that it could be. But no, it's not a freaking Bobcat. And yes, that is a dig at a certain someone, if you know who I mean. Going into the news. Again, Russia and U.S. battle for advantage in Ukraine. Okay. So apparently we're fighting Russia now, not Ukraine. Gotcha. Again, Russia updated nuclear red line, adds uncertainty for the 12th or 13th time in 3 years. I swear he has no other diplomacy other than, I'll use nukes. Yeah, New York Post, Europe preps for World War III as secret German documents reveal plans for 800,000 troops in case Russia invades NATO. I don't think that was an accidental leak. I think that was Germany plopping it on the table saying, here, you want to fuck around? You're going to find out. And this is one plan. This is utter crap. It is misquoting Zelensky. Zelensky says Ukraine will lose if U.S. cuts funding. That's not what he said, but that's what they're running with. Unfortunately, it was an interview with the New York Post that I can't show you because it's behind a freaking paywall. Sorry. I hate mass media. I really do. Ukrainian war briefing. We will regain Crimea through diplomacy, not force, says Zelensky. So Putin is weaker than the U.S., Zelensky outlines U.S. role in ending war in Ukraine. Zelensky says Ukraine war will end faster than under Trump. These headlines are contradicting themselves. Brain. I swear I lose brain cells reading the New York Times. Here we go. Biden agrees to supply Ukraine with anti-personnel mines. Ukrainian civilians will pay for Biden's landmine flip-flop. I'm sorry, but it's a well-known fact at this point that Ukraine is the most heavily landmine nation in the world right now, thanks to Russia. Russia has been dropping those butterfly mines from artillery shells, just from missiles from planes, from drones. They have anti-vehicle mines that are launched from the same way. Ukrainian civilians are not going to suffer any more or less because of landmines that are left in Ukraine. It's all going to have to be demined. Ukraine is going to take years to demine all of it. And yes, there's going to be civilians that get hurt by these mines. But you're talking millions of them have already been dropped by Russia. What's a few more going to mean? Nothing in the long run. It's a statistical error what Ukraine's going to be using. So the U.S. decision to provide Ukraine with anti-personnel landmines expands the use of a weapon that is the international community has long condemned because it's a danger to innocent civilians. Yes, it is. And it reflects another in a long line of American policy shifts on the controversial issue in the last 30 years. Okay. U.S. officials say the mines are needed to help Ukraine stall Russian progress in the battlefield. True. Where Moscow forces are moving in smaller ground units on the front lines rather than in more heavily protected armored vehicles. Exactly. Okay, they're not really covering. None of them really cover the real aspect of this. Let's read the last line here. Okay, I actually like their conclusion here. When will U.S. leaders stop searching for a silver bullet weapon that enables Ukraine to win an unwinnable war and actually pair U.S. military aid to Ukraine with an all-out push to get Russia and Ukraine to the negotiating table and broker an end to this bloodshed? I half agree with this. Yes, we need to pair military aid with Ukraine in an all-out push to get rid of Russia. It's the second half I don't agree with. So delete that part and you got a good conclusion. Just for the giggles, Um, there we go. Back in February of this year, um, 2 years after Russia's invasion, um, the country has become one of the most mine-littered nations on the planet. 11 of Ukraine's 27 regions are strewn with mines. All told, about 30% of Ukraine's territory is infested with landmines, an area roughly equivalent to the size of the state of Florida. This was back in February. You know, we've come a long way. Nearly 1,000 civilians in Ukraine have been killed by mines since the war began. Again, back in February, and Ukraine hasn't been using the mines, only Russia. And already 1,000 civilians have died because of them. Worldwide, landmines killed approximately 1,600 people. I'm guessing, okay, here. In 2022. They infest roughly 50 countries, endangering local populations for decades after the conflict ends. All true. Landmines impact every aspect of our life as a country. And that's from Ukraine Parliament member. Huge issue for farmers. So all these issues existed back in February. 9 months ago. It's not going to make any difference. Ukraine's still going to have to do landmine clearing. The only real difference is Ukraine keeps track of the landmines they place and where they placed them, so they know where they have to go and clear. Russia does not keep track of them. They launch them willy-nilly, and who cares where they land? So Ukraine using landmines is a non-issue when it comes to this side of it. Where it is an issue is let's go right here. Promin, the outskirts of Myrnograd. Landmine these 2 fields. I'm sure there's already a bunch there, but keep Russia from advancing through these fields. And there you go. That stops the push into Myrnograd and keeps Russia from advancing further. What difference is having to demine these 2 fields compared to pretty much every area in green has to be demined, and add probably 10 kilometers around that for all the artillery and air-launched landmines that were sent out. This forest in Kiev, there are still areas that Russia launched mines into, the butterfly mines, that are off limits to civilians until they can clear them. When I was going out to, there was a concert I went to out here in Bovary. I saw a demining team working along this road, clearing mines in this forest. It's still going to have to be done. It's a non-issue, and nobody is saying that. I don't know why nobody is saying that. Putin reportedly open to ceasefire talks with Trump, but demands Ukraine drop NATO bid and give up land. Basically, so all of Ukraine is now under air alert. Let me go to my Ukrainian account and see why. Ballistic missile launches detected. Number unknown. Threat of ballistics in Ukraine. Stay in safe places. So three aircraft have taken off, known to carry the Kinzhal missiles, the hypersonic missiles. Are airborne in the western region of the Russian Federation. Ballistic missile threat will be in place until they land. Oh, I want to catch up with. So, anyways, what I was coming here for is basically Russia wants Ukraine to give up Crimea, Kherson, Zaporizhia, Donetsk, and Luhansk. So this is what Russia wants. Basically 20% of Ukraine and not join NATO and limit their military size. So they're ripe for an invasion 5-10 years down the road. I know Putin's not going to hold up to this deal because he's not held up any deal he's ever signed. So I hope Trump is smart enough to realize that that is not a peace deal. That is a surrender and later conquering of Ukraine. I hope he's smart enough. Ukrainian bombers fired 10 Storm Shadow missiles at Russian commanders. There was actually 2 strikes in Russia today from long-range missiles. I believe that's the second one, and we saw the video for the first one. And yeah, they are targeting the energy infrastructure. Ukraine is back on power rationing system. My friends in Kyiv tell me they're 4 hours without power, 4 hours with. Then there's a 4-hour section where they may or may not have power, and then there's a 4-hour section without power. Yeah, that's the situation for civilians in Kyiv. I don't know about other cities. It's not widely made available yet, so more about the North Korean troops. And we're on to 3-day-old stuff here. All these regions are new air alerts. So 9 minutes ago, these air alerts came up. Sumy has been going for 2 hours and 19 minutes, however. Kharkiv for 1 hour and 3 minutes. And Donetsk, 1 hour, 46 minutes. Everybody else is, at the 9-minute mark. That's all I have today, unless... Nope, they have not given us the operational information as for 10 p.m. yet. I'll keep an eye on it, and if it drops while I'm awake, I'll do a video and release it as a video. If not, I'll just add it to the stream tomorrow. With that, I don't have anything else unless you guys have questions. I'm gonna stick the edge of chat in here and scroll up to where I think the last time I saw you. I agree. Well, it's such a fake red line. It's seriously like the boy who cried wolf already. Dude, Taco Bell, no. I don't know why everybody goes to Taco Bell after a night out on town. It's okay, don't get me wrong with the prepper thing. I used to consider myself a prepper until I realized that there's no such thing. It's basically people spreading fear to try and sell you stuff. Oh, you got to learn how to garden, and my book will show you how to. Yeah, it's a big freaking infomercial. Yeah, sanctions are finally starting to bite Russia, and we're about ready to let them go because Trump doesn't believe in sanctions. That wasn't NATO. That was a Ukrainian jet ski turned into a drone. I only need to hold off for a few weeks until replace friend with toy, and I think you have the right statement there. I want to say something, but I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to say it anyways. If I was the sort that would meet with Kim Jong-Poo Bear, I would want to go to North Korea and not invite him to Mar-a-Lago. In case you didn't know, North Korea has what they call the Presidential Pleasure Force. Yeah, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's like 20 or 30 women that are there to service Pooh Bear. Kinzhal in on the Dnipro. So there's a missile coming down the river in Ukraine right now. That post just popped up seconds ago. Uh, okay, my brain put the horse's name and it's like, what does a horse have to do with kidnapping and waking up? Uh, that one's a pretty good one, but it's better when it's said. Uh, uh, okay, pay fence. How's that? Uh, oh, you just want me to see me suffer, huh, Golby? Um, let's see. Ooh, cyclone offshore? Ooh. It could be US overreacting again. Um Sorry, I'm trying to keep an eye on chat and read the updates. Um Explosions in the city of Dnipro. Oh, that's the game developed by Ukrainian developer. Uh okay, did I still not spell it right? My dyslexia is Stalker 2. Uh Looks like there's a lot of review copies already sent out. Okay, cutting my mic off so it doesn't double.
Скіфе, радий тебе бачити, друже. Валимо звідси. Ви тільки погляньте на це. Край, чарівний край черемоша і прута. Ти моя любов, ти рідна матінко моя. Жива.
Координати закинув. Поквапся.
Зараз час такий. Час можливостей.
Усі ці жертви, усі ці смерті. Який в них сенс? Зона така, якою бачиш її ти. Я ж показав тобі, якою я її бачу. Іди своїм шляхом, і тоді ти зможеш побачити зону.
Yeah. Thank you, LJ. Professional YouTuber, I am not. Sorry, guys. So, what I was saying is most of those shooter games, when they come out with a trailer like that, it's just like the cutscenes or simulated gameplay footage. That actually looked like it was actual gameplay footage intermixed with the cutscenes. So, yeah, I already think of that better than most other games released in that genre. Unfortunately, it's not a genre that I like to play because, well, I suck at shooters. But I know somebody in the Ukraine community that does play shooter games. So I'm sure you do too. So, Mercado Gaming, I'm sure he'll play that game on stream. No golden streams on YouTube for me. My mic. So even if I had to run to the restroom, you guys wouldn't hear anything unless it was a violent eruption. Still no update. So I think I kept you guys here long enough without being able to cover that news. The operational information from 10 p.m. So I'm going to say thank you all for coming. Happy to have you here. Thank you for supporting Ukraine. Remember to support each other. We need, especially now, Russia's going to step up their information warfare. So watch out for each other. Make sure you're not getting influenced by a Russian troll, and it's together to victory. Razom do переможемо. Thank you all for coming again. Good night and stay safe, everybody. Especially Ukraine, stay safe. Hearts and prayers out to you guys and gals. Good luck.